must increase, become more intense as the planet becomes warmer. At the times and places where it's dry, the increased heating of the surface makes it hotter and drier. On the other hand, the oceans, the places where you have water, the increased heating evaporates more water. So the atmosphere holds more water vapor, and at the times when you get rainfall, you will get heavier rainfall and greater floods. So the extremes of the climate increase, of the extremes of the hydrologic cycle. Now, as far as storms are concerned, the storms that are driven by latent heat, that means thunderstorms, tornadoes, tropical storms, the strongest ones will get stronger because there's more fuel. The water vapor provides the fuel for those types of storms. Not all of them will be stronger, but the strongest ones will be stronger than the strongest ones now. But in addition to that, and one thing I talk about in my book, Storms of My Grandchildren, I'm talking about the mid-latitude storms, the fact that as the ice sheets on Greenland and Antarctica begin to melt more rapidly than they are now, they will discharge ice fast enough that it will cool the surface of the ocean, nearby ocean, in the North Atlantic and in the circum-Antarctic ocean. That will cause the temperature gradient between low latitudes and high latitudes to increase. So the storms that are driven by horizontal temperature gradients will become stronger. And these can be very damaging storms. This is like the storms that hit the Netherlands and England in the 1950s. They can do enormous damage. So, yeah, it's true that all the storms that we can think of will become stronger as the climate becomes warmer.
James Hansen, one final question. What's your estimate? How long do we have before the planet reaches one of those tipping points that you're talking about and global warming becomes irreversible? And if that happens, what are the consequences?
Well, you know, we're already into the dangerous level of carbon dioxide, and it's going to increase more. If we would phase out the coal emissions over the next 20 years, then CO2 would peak at something like 425 ppm. Doesn't look like we're starting to phase out coal, though, so it may go higher than that. We're going to go well into the dangerous zone, and some things are going to happen out of our control. But that doesn't mean we should give up, because whether we get a sea level rise of 1 meter or 25 meters makes a huge difference. What we will need to do once people really see what's happening is we're going to need to restore the planet's energy balance or make it slightly negative. And you do that by reducing the amount of these greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And so the planet begins to cool off a bit. And then, even though we're going to get some ice sheet disintegration anyhow, and we're going to lose some species because we're already pushing some of them. We're putting a lot of stress on many species. But that doesn't mean we should give up and decide, well, we're willing to give up all of them.
James Hansen, we're going to have to leave it there. We thank you very much for coming to join us right on the eve of the Copenhagen conference.
Well, thank you for listening. Thanks.